Hey guys, welcome back to Beach and Fishing. Paul here with you again today. It's a beautiful day outside and I'm about to head down to the beach, I think, and do some fishing. But before we do, I just wanted to run through a review that I've been doing lately. I have taken this out on the kayak and shot some stuff out there, so I'll keep you here for as little time as possible. And then if you keep watching, you'll be able to see me out on the kayak using this as well. So we're here for my Shimano Caius HG150 HG review, which is my the little Shimano Baitcaster reel. I purchased this. I'm used spinner reels most of my life. Spinning reels, for those of you who aren't real sure of the difference. Spinning reel, Baitcaster. Spinning reel sits under. Baitcaster sits on top. That's the main difference. So the Baitcaster reel here, I bought it mainly for the fact that Baitcasters have a really strong drag, which means you can stop a fish dead if you've got a heavy enough line on there, which I have on here. I think I've got about a 20-pound braid on this one. And I bought it to chase mangrove jack and some Australian bass, which inhabit the rivers and streams and estuaries around where I live. And the spinners I couldn't stop them quick enough with the spinning reel. So I've gone the Baitcaster. I admit to not being a super experienced user with the Baitcasters, and I do suffer more than my probably fair share of backlash on them. That said, I got this one. I think I paid about $155 for this one in a rod and reel combo. I've seen these anywhere between $60 and $150 depending on where you go. So the specs for this one, it's a light, it's a carbon and aluminium build. This one, it's very, very light. It has, the brakes are actually centrifugal brakes, I think it are. This is open. Just let me try and turn this. So if I turn that and open up the cover there and pull the cover off, not as easy as I thought. You can see there I've got the little brakes inside. So the brakes are inside there. It's probably a bit hard to tell, but 2 of those are clicked on. They click on and off, and 4 are clicked off. So I've got that on a fairly light brake. I've tried it. I started on 6 and it cast about 30 centimeters or a foot in front of me. And I've lightened it off till I've got it to a sort of a decent casting width. But the centrifugal brakes are what control the reel when you first cast to allow the spool to start spinning. So if I put the case back on there, lock that off, then that is all set and encased in there. The other thing it's got here is the star drag on the side, the tension spool here, which is very, very sensitive. It's on the Shimano page, it talks about super spin reel or super spool, super fast spool, I think it says. And it is. If I have that off, it'll just run and run and run. I actually was playing with it the other day, just trolling it behind the kayak and just in the current, just letting it come out. And even then I managed to backlash it when I set it too light. So very sensitive in the adjustment. But apart from that, it's quite sturdy, quite strong. The only thing that I have, and I mentioned this in the kayak, is that I don't know if it's a grind or it doesn't feel as, I don't know, can't think of the word. I haven't been able to the whole time. Been thinking about it a bit, but I would expect it to feel a little bit more, I don't know, high end or sturdy, or I don't know. But having said that, it has taken me a bit of time to get used to this reel, much more than most baitcasters. So I'd actually say to you, if you're brand new with baitcasters, probably avoid this one. But if you've got a bit more experience with them and you want a good solid baitcaster that will cast well, I've seen videos on YouTube of guys using these and they've been able to cast the heavier bass lures for quite a distance with no backlash. And I've been able to get it to cast, as you'll see in the kayak videos, quite well. So at the end of the day, what is it? 7.2.1 gear ratio. It's got 3 and 3+1 bearings. Very smooth casting. Even though it's got that little funny feeling in the reel, it's very smooth to retrieve as well. Good when you got a fish on. Very, very strong drag. The drag is rock solid when it's on, and actually takes quite a bit you have to turn that quite a bit to get that to loosen actually, which I found interesting. But all in all, very good reel. I'm not I'm not upset that I bought it, and as I say, if you can get used to it, or if you've got experience with baitcasters, I think you'll find this quite good for the price. I mean, as I say, it's an $80 reel, and that's, you know, not the most expensive when it comes to that sort of thing, but well worth the effort. Okay, let's get out in the kayak, and I'll show you to cast it, and then hopefully catching a fish on it. See you then. Okay guys, so here we are back with my Shimano Caius rod and reel, Baitcaster rod and reel combo. I took you through all the specs of it in the previous video, so I don't need to really do that again. I will reiterate though that I have had a bit of trouble with this one, getting it set for casting. I don't really need it full casting too far, because my main use for it is here in the kayak, so I can get in amongst the mangroves, and once I go chasing those with some live bait, I'll shoot another video of this one. But I've been able to get it to cast pretty well, so that's cast out there. I've just got a soft plastic, little push back there because I have been playing with it, and then it'll let the plastic sink a little bit, so it touches the bottom. There it is on the bottom now, and then just slowly drag it in. It's quite a smooth cast, quite a smooth reel, I will say. I'm only, like, as you can see there, lightly on that at the moment. It's casting in through the eye, and it's casting across. I can feel that on the bottom. Obviously it's a bit hard to show that in the video. Just sort of jigging around to see what I can get a hold of here. Nothing much so far. It's been a quiet day actually. I've caught a couple of things on bait, and I've run out of local bait, some yabbies, so I either need to go and find some of them or just persevere with the soft plastic, which I'm doing at the moment. Again, little tiny bit of brush back there. Maybe just need to tighten that a little bit, because one thing I do with this one, which is probably gives me the problem of casting, is I do actually like to drop that down, loosen that off, and just let the line come out quite fast, especially if I'm drifting in quite strong current. I like to do that. But as I say, today I'm sort of drifting slightly against the current at the moment, actually, because the wind is pushing me down a little bit. But yeah, that's just dragging along the bottom there. See how we go. But as I say, a bit smooth. There's no, I don't know, there's something about this one that it's very smooth and it's very quiet, but there's just, I don't know, rods sort of have that sense of stability to them. I don't know, this one's just, I don't know if it's just something I'm looking for. I don't know. That's cast quite well there, no push back there. Just sort of let that slide and pull it in. Okay, so yeah, let's see how we go. If I manage to land a fish on this, I will turn the video back on and show you it coming in. Otherwise, you might notice me with a different shirt on another day when I finally do get something on here, and I'll continue on and show you how it works with a fish on. Okay, chat to you then. Bye. Okay, so I finally got a fish on this Shimano Caius. It's not a massive fish by any means, but it one thing I have found, I have caught a couple on this today, and just the other thing to add is the drag is quite strong. As I say, this isn't a massive fish, it's just coming to surface now, but the drag, probably the only thing to finish up with this review of the Caius is the drag is quite strong, and you do need to loosen off quite a bit to get any sort of drag. So I've loosened that off now. I've got some drag on the line there, and the fish is taking that away. Little bit of bird's nest, a little bit of backlash there on the drag. The other thing probably to keep that I have found with this is, as that drags loose, it's just not as I don't know what the word is I'm trying to use. It's not as doesn't feel as sturdy as some other reels I've used. It's a little bit I don't know, loose feeling. I don't know the word I'm trying to use. It is only I mean, it's not a super cheap rod, and don't get me wrong, the reel will catch fish. I mean, I just pulled that one in now so you can see it's not a monster, but you know, all in all, the Shimano Caius, not a bad little reel for the price. As I mentioned earlier, I have a bit of trouble with the casting. It does backlash quite easily, I will say. I don't know if I've got the wrong line on it. I can't get that hook out of that fish. That one's gone. I don't know if I've got the right line. I think the sun's right in my face now as well. I don't know if I've got the right line on it, but all in all, not a bad little reel. if you can get it for around the 50 to 60 bucks, you could do a lot worse. It does like a lot heavier sinkers and a lot heavier lures. I found light stuff, you'll have to have the setting so tight that you won't be able to cast it anyway, or else you'll just backlash city. I've had a few good ones on this one, but yeah, that's it. That's my Shimano Caius review. Hope that was helpful for you. If you're watching within YouTube, as usual, please like and subscribe below. If you're watching within the post, if you've got one, I'd love to hear about it, see what your experiences are, how you like it. If you've had the same experiences with me as far as easy to backlash and takes a bit of getting used to the casting. Doesn't feel as smooth as some of the others either, but all in all, not a bad reel, especially if you're using heavier lures and sinkers. That's it, guys. Happy fishing. I'm going to get back to it now, and I'll chat to you soon. Bye. Let's see if that just runs a little bit further. Okay, we can stop.